Hi, happy 4th of July, everyone. My name is Sharice Shields, and I am here with Breaking Free from Nicotine, and we'd like to introduce a wonderful addition. Well, actually, she's part of our learning collaborative, and Andrea Harlin has been working on an app that we actually featured in one of our previous issues. And so we'd like to allow you to meet the face behind the beautiful Breaking Free app, which she co-branded with Dr. Karen Beard, who is the visionary behind this project that we're doing right now. The Breaking Free easing and so forth, that she's working on with the LA County, LA County Health Department. So thank you so much for joining us. And Andrea, I'll tell you a little bit about her. She worked many years as an educator, psychotherapist, family systems consultant, and she is the current executive director of Erin Community Cultural Center, which provides shared housing, youth employment preparation, distribution of food to individuals and families in need of groceries, as well as life skills and support groups. And she's also a daughter, and she has been busy today with preparations for the 4th of July. And and we're here just to discuss this wonderful app, which is another resource for people to use in the fight against tobacco. Um, Ms. Harlan, thank you so much for joining us. And I'd love to just delve a little bit more into what you're working on with the app. We understand we did, as I mentioned, feature an earlier version of this app. So can you tell us more about it and the progress of the rollout and about what you're doing with rolling it out and just some background about the app?
Okay, and thank you for the lovely opening and introduction, Cherie. Um, with the Breaking Free Collaborative, I've been there pretty much since the start. It has been a wonderful journey, a tremendous learning journey about smoking cessation. I knew there was always a challenge with it. I knew there was an issue with menthol cigarettes and had did some background on what they, basically the people said who created menthol cigarettes, and it was not positive at all. And so when Dr. Beard invited me to the collaborative, I was like, oh, good, great. It's exciting to be able to put this information in SPA 6. SPA 6 is a spa that does not have any major medical areas in it. There's the food stores are sporadic in the area. There's not a lot of anything in the area. And so to be able to bring services to the area so people don't have to leave is fabulous, because many people that live there don't really branch out of the area often. Some do, but you have a whole collaborative of people that do not because of transportation. So the more items you could bring to them for healing and wellness is a win-win for them. So that's why I thought it would be a very good program to bring in and serve the community.
That's great. Thank you. And so how has working with Breaking Free helped your the work that you do at the Erin Cultural Community Center, Erin Community Cultural, yes.
Yeah, sometimes that the CCs. It has been very helpful with just the whole process of how are we going to market this particular service to a community that really have not been marketed to positively. And that's one of the things I really do like about Dr. Beard. She says, no, we're going to make this real positive. Everybody knows what they're not supposed to do. But how do we help people change your behavior in a positive way? I was like, oh, that's really great. I like it. That's a win-win. So when we were putting up a marketing plan and strategy together, I had looked at an app. I had actually went to a workshop where we were talking about apps for nonprofits to make it easier way to market to individuals in the community. And I was like, this is really good. And so I was like, yes, we definitely need to do that, because we need to be able to make this positive. We need to be able to market it to them and have it close and available. And so that's how, and Dr. Beard was very generous enough to tell the people in the collaborative, if you work on a project, if we work on it together, we can co-brand it. So I said, oh, that's a really a win-win. She's already has her name out here with Breaking Free. And so I thought about ACC Breaking Free App because of Aaron Community Cultural Center. So it was, and because definitely that's too long for an app, but to do anything else would just be, you know, a little bit too much. And I apologize for the interruptions with the phone. uh, okay. And so that's how it came about. And as I was putting the marketing plan together, I said, okay, we got the marketing plans. We know we're going to do the app. We're going to do social media. We're going to put it on the website. We're going to tell people. We'll put posters up as well as we get everything kicked off. But the app will tie it together for those individuals who have challenges with their phones. Because one of the challenges you often hear with people with phones, they run out of data. So they can't often access the internet for websites, but apps will pop up even if your data is low. And that was the win-win about an app. And so that's why the app process was born. And I had already did a lot of work in the community with consulting, with psychological, with education. And so that's why I said, okay, this is going to be a win-win to be able to do this and put in information I've already started and I've already used and combine it together, update it, and bring it into the app. So that's what we've done. We've updated a lot of the materials that I've used over the years to give it a new, fresh appeal, put it on video, and just to make it easily accessible, because a lot of people will have challenges with printed material, but if you can have a video or audio, it makes it really easy. And so we're basically going to do both, where we have the audios, because just in case your data is not working for the video, now you can at least listen to the audio portion of it and still move ahead with your goals without feeling overwhelmed.
Nice. So you touched on this a little bit already. Tell us a little bit about the Aaron Community Cultural Center's journey and commitment to tobacco cessation. So how did you decide to do an app specifically on tobacco cessation? And what have you done before?
Okay, well, because just the ease of opening the app and being able to put information, a short, well, I should say a lot of information, but in little small bursts. And then the app will also cover health and wellness. It covers nutrition, everything that's combined with changing your behavior. And so the app will give you tools to do that. And then Dr. Beard has a lot of tools. We included all of the easing she's done over the last year or so. So it was always for me about getting the information out there 24/7, because people have different cycles of how they sleep, how they live. So if you can make it easily accessible to them and resolve the whole bandwidth issue, I thought that would be a win-win.
So why tobacco? Why is that important for your community? Tobacco
Because we have so many people that are hooked on substances. Cigarettes is really like a gateway for a lot of young children. And so for parents and grandparents that are now trying to break the habit, to be able to share, oh, here's an app, just go on and look at the app and see what they're saying about this. I think that's a win-win. And Dr. Beard has also included the cigarettes, the electronic cigarettes. I find that the electronic cigarettes is a huge challenge in the community because they're being marketed to young children. And the marketing to young children have flavors and scents that they think will be appealing. And to be able to use your computer to load a cigarette, I just find that a little appalling. And so I feel like if they're out there marketing to get the children hooked, we could at least go out and market to them for some positive areas, as well as youth like apps. They like games. So apps appeal to them. For some of the more mature audience, the websites appeal, the posters appeal to them. and the videos, if they see them on Instagram or Facebook. You know, we're really going to be launching a huge campaign with videos. We use a lot of videos now to get the word out for our food giveaway and the walking club, everything that really promotes a wellness lifestyle for you, nutrition, recipes. When we give out food from the food bank, we actually include recipes for items you're getting in the bag that week, because many times people will go to food banks and feel like, well, I can't use this. But if you find a recipe that says, yes, okay, if you have chicken, you have rice, let's do something with it. If you have mixed vegetables, or you have cheese, mixed vegetables, and chicken, let's create a little casserole with that. And it might not be something that's culturally you've been exposed to, but to have the recipe, you might be willing to try it and know that, okay, this is nutritious. I'm making it at home. We even talk about how you can take the water out of the vegetables, the canned vegetables, rinse them off and put herbal seasonings in them and make them a lot more tasty and healthy.
That's good.
Okay.
Thank you. And so currently, what are some of the tobacco cessation services that you have to offer other than the app at the Aaron at ACCC?
Okay, we're still ramping up, but we're going to be offering talking circle. We've done one already. It was
Oh,
like a test talking circle. And so we had people come out and share, what is your primary concern? And one of the things that it just really cemented a belief I had already was when I took the training in January, where on many of the Native American reservations, they use the formula for individuals to come to a meeting, no matter what your challenge is. We're all here working through our challenges, whether you're dealing with smoking cessation, whether you're dealing with overeating, whether you're dealing with changing your diet because of diabetes. We're all going to sit in the room together and learn the skills to work on our own challenges. I'm a real advocate of that. And I really promote that. And one of the ways I saw that work is, as I said before, I did a lot of consulting. So I was one of the people that, even if I was teaching parenting, I'm teaching you skills for stress reduction. And the reason for that is because stress reduction can heighten anger management or anger. So now you need anger management because you haven't learned to reduce your stress. Parents will often lose their tempers or do things to their children that they wouldn't normally do because they're feeling stressed. So my thought is, if we learn how to cope with the stress, and I would always work in stress, I'd always work in nutrition, because all of those are factors in how you deal with whatever you're dealing with in life. So that's why I was really an advocate of putting that in the smoking cessation group and being able to couple all of that together, because family systems, no matter what we're doing, you're living in a system. Whether you're living in a transformational house, whether you're living with your natural family, there's a system. If you're at work, there's a family system there too. Everyone knows we all have roles in whatever we're doing. So to be able to look at that objectively while you're working on stop smoking, smoking cessation, I felt that was a critical piece of information for people to have. So they didn't just feel like, oh, I can't stop this, I'm a really bad person because I do this. No, let's go to the root cause of what's driving that behavior, because you're not a bad person. We just have to figure out how to change that behavior you don't want.
right, exactly. And that's very important because you can tell people it can tell people to solve problems and things, but if they don't know if they don't have the tools in order to do that, then how can they actually solve those problems? Because looking at it at the surface, there's always something else underneath. And
Yeah. And one of the things recently, I've never been a 12-step counselor, but I've always been able to help parents who were in those programs get their children back or deal with anger management. So a lot of things cross over. And I was also talking to someone who is like 30 years in recovery. And one of the things he said that I thought was so profound is that when I went through recovery, they had stuff out there, but it's nothing like right now. He said cannabis is legal. He said there's a lot more designer drugs. He said, and it is a challenge for anyone to change behaviors these days. and just say, I'm not going to do such and such. He said, because you could trade partners so easily now. And when he said that, that was so profound. I was like, he's right. And then I was doing the smoking cessation workshops, and I'm like, yeah, we got to give people a lot of tools to make sure that they have the skills and have something readily available. If I'm having a challenge right now, what do I need to do? Let me go to some breathing exercise so I don't hurt someone, right now. Okay. And so let me turn it on something positive. Let me do, a minute of stress-free, whatever. So that way they can start looking at changing the behaviors. And just sometime hearing a positive story for a minute. That's one of the things I'm going to be working on, is little quick positive stories and inspirational videos as well.
That's good. And just reminded me, Breaking Free Day is coming up this year in November. We'll have our launch. Do you have anything planned for that, or have you thought about maybe how you?
Yes, Dr. Beard mentioned it. I think it's going to be exciting. And I will, as they say, get in where I fit in on that one. So whatever they need me to do, she has kind of mentioned it. She hasn't quite revealed the plan yet, but I would love to have the app there. So if we launch it in October, we'll be ready. But if not, November, Breaking Free Day would be a fabulous day to launch the app, because everything will work in tandem. And I do believe in, if you kind of front load everything and it's working in tandem, you have more of a successful launch for whatever it is you're promoting.
That's very true. And speaking of which, how can we be of help to you? I understand that you're beta testing. What's the process for that? How can people be part of it? Yeah, fill us in.
Excellent question. Dr. Beard actually has the forms for people to sign up to do the beta testing in English and in Spanish, and we have a video that explains it. So we're asking if you could send it out to your network, not only of health practitioners, but anyone in the community that does business, because they're coming in contact with people who are dealing with smoking. I don't care what kind of business you have. So I feel like they're community leaders, and they would be excellent with giving us the feedback. And we don't want it to be a long feedback or anything, but when they sign up, Dr. Beard has already designed, I think the questionnaire is about 10 questions. So it'll be easy. It's on a spreadsheet. So it's not going to be difficult to collect the data and their feedback. And then we will be able to go in and look at it and make some tweaks to the app, and then go from there.
Got it.
Thank you for asking.
Of course, thank you. So you're just asking that people who work or serve those who are smoking or who are trying to quit smoking to be part of the beta testing, or do you want those who actually do smoke to be part of it?
We could put a small sampling of individuals who actually smoke, because I think their feedback is very important too. But also clinicians who work with them, and they will know the people to invite, because they're working hands-on with those individuals. And so they will be saying, okay, here's another tool for you. We're beta testing this. I'd like you to look at the app and see if there's information on here that's really going to help you or have helped you through the process once they get through the beta test for 30 to 60 days. So I think that's critical, to have a balance, not only clinicians, but paraprofessionals, consultants, counselors, anyone that has hands-on, face-to-face experience with individuals who are smoking and have decided, I really want to change this behavior.
And we'll definitely include the beta testing app videos in the e-zine, so that people who are interested can view that.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. And will there be compensation for it, or is it on a voluntary basis?
This we're doing on a voluntary basis. Wish we could do compensation, but thank you. That's a fabulous question. So no, at this time we're just going to be grateful for you doing the beta test. However, one of the things we're doing is, once you enroll, we will put your name in a drawing. So we're going to be doing a drawing for those individuals for a gift card. So that's one of our ways that we're going to kind of compensate individuals, but no, we cannot give each individual a gift card. I wish we had the budget for that, though. It would be fabulous. And we will also be taking the beta tests sign-up sheets around town for different individuals we work with and sending it out to our list of businesses we're working with.
Okay, that sounds good. So is there anything else you'd like to share with people as we go into the holiday weekend? I know that, well, probably by the time this publishes, the holiday would be over, but we'll be also still celebrating summer and family and friends. What are some things that you can share with people who are
So really, it's good question. If you're in the middle of dealing with smoking and just family, period, take a breath and look at what you can do, what you can't do, and be real clear on that. Communicate the message to them. And that way you don't have any built up resentment of things that you might feel overwhelmed about. And as much as you can, communicate with individuals in love. And when you can't, sit down and write out the feelings first to find out why you're having the anger, why you're feeling the frustration. And then once you can do that, you identify where you're stuck, because I always call it I'm just stuck in the process, or I'm just stuck in anger. Then you can move forward. You can start looking at what corrective actions can I take, or proactive actions can I take to move myself forward. Sometimes it's only a half a step, and that's okay. But at least you know where you want to go, what you want to do, and what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. And this is going to be the same process for everything we do. Identify, embrace, and then, give the process over to many steps of how to solve it. Okay. There's a old Native American proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles takes one step. And that's so true. And sometimes don't forget the half a step or the quarter step. Okay.
all the different size steps, as long as
Yes. Yes.
well, thank you
You're
so much.
moving. You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to share ACC Breaking Free App and Aaron Community Cultural Service and what we provide in the community. And only thing I would ask, include our link so people are looking for information.
So how can people contact you?
www.a and 3csbsm.com. That's the easiest way to contact us 24/7. Go to our website. Click, I call it do a click party. Click on the programs, click on About Us, but the programs is the meat and potatoes of everything you need to know, or all the services we provide within the community. And we have a class called Love Your Life, Live Your Dream 24/7. It's available to anyone. The whole core of that class is about changing behavior. But before you change the behavior, you have to look at what's going on? What is the behavior I'm going to focus on in one quad of my life? Don't try to do all 4 quadrants of your life. It's too overwhelming. One step at a time. Give yourself 30 to 90 days in that one quadrant. Okay. Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have a wonderful holiday and a
You
nice
too.
summer, and all the best with the rollout of your app. And where will it be available? Just to make sure that we.
The goal is August 1st. Dr. Beard also has all of that information is ready. So, and anyone that contact me and say they're ready, I'll send it to them as well. So there's 2 sources, Dr. Beard as well as myself.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you
So much. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Once again, thank you so much, Ms. Harlan, for joining us for this July installment of Breaking Free from Nicotine. We're excited about the app. We're excited about joining forces with other ways of tobacco cessation that are available so that everyone can find that niche or that thing or even a couple of things that will help them stop smoking once and for all. Have a wonderful summer, and we will see you next issue. Bye.